welcome back to another episode of the Jacksonville Buzz. I'm Steve Strum. We have an amazing interview today for two professional coaches doing exactly the opposite thing, which are both going to probably criticize me. Ben, thank you so much for joining us. Professional coach, helping people from management to be creative. And then we've got June, who is a creative coach, helping creative people to be able to be effective. I think I got that right.
I think you're pretty good.
And we have a certified ADHD counselor here too. So by the end of this interview, guys, we're going to figure out how to be creative, how to be successful, and then how to diagnose Steve. So let's go with you first. Tell us a little bit about your business, sir.
So Benchmark Training, we help leaders maximize their teams so that there's some connectivity in the workplace and that they're intentional about building their culture really around profitability and success in their business.
And then June, you do creative people to be successful.
Creative people looking to connect with their productive side.
Okay, so what does that mean? Picasso was very productive. With one ear, he did great.
That's a great analogy. We tend to do what feels good first because we love the dopamine hits.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you have a list of things to do, you're probably going to do the short, sharp shots first and maybe not get to the big looming deadline because you want all those little dopamine hits. So we work with people who are trying to get productive. And there's a huge crossover between ADHD and creativity based on what I just said. Not everybody who's creative is ADHD, not everybody with ADHD is creative, but they happen to be my two sweet spots. I'm basically a business coach with those specialties.
And so you help, and I did have that correct, so you help people that have a high degree of creativity, in all sincerity, to understand how to fit. There's a great poem out there about a young lady tired of shoving her spangly self into a square box and just embrace the ridiculousness of who she is. It's an unknown author poem that I've totally destroyed. We can Google it later. But often creative types don't fit into the box. That's of right. the suit and ties. So how do you help a creative person understand what the expectation from a management side is, and how do you help them to be able to adapt and become successful in that box that is society today? I'm coming back to you about the other way around.
I love this. Yeah, this is really good, really good.
Coaching is a collaborative path, and I hold your space while we envision your goals and then create a structure to help you get there. As a coach, which is always an important, we're both certified coaches.
Right,
we need
absolutely.
to put that out
there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
A lot of people say they're coaches, but,
right.
And then I say, where'd you do your training? And they're humana. We're both certified life coaches.
I got my master's degree from humana.
That's
right. You
down in
I
need to look into that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
Cayman Islands, actually.
You know, that's.
But no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, people can hold themselves out. I'm not a financial guy. A lot of people go, "Oh, I'm a financial advisor." Okay, by which credentialing, right? And humana comes up quite often. So you guys are both certified. How do you help that creative person who might have ADHD, might just really be artistically creative? I know I'm not. How do you help that person understand how to fit within the confines of that professional management society by which they feel alienated as a concept because of what their specialty is?
Everything is coming from within the person. But we have to know what is expected out there. So let's define goals, desires, dreams, and then work with that person to get there, however that looks like. And as a coach, we never tell anybody what to do. We're not mentors, we're not teachers or trainers. We are coaches walking this collaborative path while I hold your space to uncover where you want to go. Now, part of that is understanding the external demands on somebody, defining them, and seeing how we can get to that point. I've had people change careers in the middle of coaching because all of a sudden they realize they don't fit in that box. And I had one say to me, "Oh, I just realized I don't want to do interior design and home staging. I'm going back to what I did before." As part of the process. And I can see from your face you've had those experiences.
So Ben, I know you got something to throw on there. I was going to say, all right, well, how do you fit this guy who is the box into that? So, but you have something else. So what's your thoughts on that?
You know, what June's saying is so on point about starting out internally, right, with you. You've got to look at understanding yourself first. and then looking at that environment around you so that you can make sense of it and make some synergy between those two. So where you might leave off, or where we have some overlap, is now that I understand myself as a business leader and going through that, how do I get my team, how do I build the right environment so my team goes through those steps as well,
Right.
and now we're maximizing our efforts. The synergy you build from doing those two things is outstanding.
Well, and to kind of tie both of those together, using myself as example, to your point, I run hard in the financial services industry. I mean, 12 hours a day, 15 appointments. I never have any time for anything but, lunch is a treat for me. And my team is always trying to say, hey, we need this, we need that. But I also want to make sure culturally they're coming along.
There you go.
Now, I happen to have somebody who runs our calendar, does our website, who is 1,000% not the financial services industry person. Matter of fact, she is the complete opposite of what one person would think would be somebody who would be on a team like ours. But what she brings to that table is that different perspective. So it's not just like, well, Steve knows everything because he can do this stuff because he's done it for 18 years and what he says is right. They constantly challenge me. And I would lovingly tell you that in the mornings on Monday, they constantly yell at me for about 4 hours. It's great. I have an active feedback session every Monday morning by which I basically get told everything I've done wrong.
That is a powerful culture. That is a
You know,
powerful
I will
team.
say it
That
does
is
take
great
it does
news.
take a lot of humility to do that, because I know that most of the bottlenecks on my team are probably because of this guy. I can't spell. I don't get the notes in on time. I've those type of stuff. But so we will make sure to hang both of your links. It's just fun to see when we have these interviews that are together as a panel style, two totally different aspects of coaching, but how you come together to try to help business owners become the most successful in line their goals, but not forgetting the culture of the people that brought you there.
Absolutely.
As
Great
we take
points.
it away,
Great points.
what's your thought? Give us, what are two things to look out for in 2024 in the universe of company culture? Because two things coming at you. Give me two.
Oh man, so in 2024, accountability. Accountability is something that we hear, again, we need that from
Every client.
we need that from within. And then how do we keep a positive culture like the one that you're building on your team, and yet still hold ourselves accountable, our team accountable, and then ideally the peers holding themselves accountable. So in 2024, accountability is going to be key.
Okay, what do you got follow it up there? What do you got? What's your big one for 2024?
I just spoke at the International Home Stager Association conference in Las Vegas, and the part of the topic was, what is your superpower and what is your not
Love
power?
Love that.
So in your case, your superpower is your financials. What we try to do is find your superpower, identify your not powers, and maybe you need a support structure like you've created to support you in your not powers, because let you go do your superpower.
Well, beyond probably the scope of this interview, I would love to take credit for that. However, I would tell you that I'm only a great person on a team, that I am not the team, and I have a fabulous group of people behind me that actually make us able to serve our clients. I've joked to my clients, like, yeah, they make me look a little smarter than I am, but I know, because I've gone through coaching, professional coaching, know what you do correctly, know what you do really well, but the things that you don't do, find somebody. And understand that there's going to be personality differences. Like my creative person that runs our calendar website, that individual, we are polar opposites in life. I have some people that are great on paperwork, but they may not have the skill set to do some other things. But we work together, and I honestly do. Every Monday morning from 7:30 a.m. till noon, I just basically say, okay, guys, what do I need to do? Where
are we? What do we need?
Meeting starts out with, okay, what have I done wrong? So what we'll do is we'll make sure to hang both of your guys' information on our website, thedailynewsnetwork.com. Really appreciate it. It's good to see you again. It's really nice to meet you, man.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you guys coming and sharing how
Yeah,
it
you
works.
too.
And it's really cool to see what's happened in 2024 professionally and creativity. Everybody else, thank you so much for joining us on the Jacksonville Buzz. If you like us, share us. Remember, live with gratitude.